What's up, listeners? Today is Free Ride Friday, so make sure you hang on to the end of the episode so you can hear who won this week's free ride to the $100 MBA Training and Community. Every Friday, we do a weekly random draw with all our iTunes ratings and reviews, and we give away a lifetime membership to the $100 MBA Training. That's over 180 video lessons, workbooks, interviews with experts, a great community forum and Facebook group, and a whole lot more. You can win a free ride. Just leave us an iTunes rating and review. It's just our way to say thank you for all the awesome love. All right, guys, let's jump into today's episode. Welcome to the $100 MBA Show, the business podcast that's changing the way you learn business every single day with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And in today's lesson, you will learn, do you really need to optimize your website for mobile? If your website looks great on a desktop, on a laptop, does it really matter if it doesn't look so great on a mobile device? Is it a big deal if your users have to pinch and stretch in order to see your website properly? Does it need to reformat itself and be responsive? Does it matter? Is it important? Are you leaving money on the table? Are you losing audience members and visitors to your website if you don't have a mobile-friendly website? We get into it in today's episode, so let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by Pipedrive. Pipedrive is an easy-to-use and simple sales CRM. You can get started and be up and running in minutes. If you need extra help, Pipedrive also has great tutorials and an incredible supportive, responsive team. Pipedrive includes forecasting, iOS and Android mobile apps, and a powerful API for those who like to build their own software solutions. Head on over to pipedrive.com/MBA to start your 30-day free trial today. Again, that's pipedrive.com/MBA. I'm going to get straight into it and be real with you. You have to make sure your website is mobile optimized. If your users have to pinch and scroll and move around with your website, they're not going to hang around for too long. The only excuse is that if you're selling the cure to cancer, people are not going to work hard to learn more about you. And over 60% of all internet activity is mobile. That means there's a very good chance somebody's going to check out your website on their phone. And if they have a bad impression, a bad first impression, there won't be a second time around. If you don't believe me, check out your Google Analytics. If you have a website that's not responsive, that doesn't change with a mobile device, that's not mobile friendly, look at your stats. Look at the traffic that you're getting via mobile and see how high the bounce rate is just for mobile devices. I guarantee it's higher, a lot higher, than your bounce rate for only website visits on a computer. I know this because I used to design websites for a living. That was one of my services when I started Business Republic. And I used to study people's analytics to see how I can improve and redesign their website. Optimizing their website for mobile devices increased their traffic tremendously. We're talking 200 to 300%. And this was over 3 years ago, so you can imagine how important it is now. So I've stressed how important this is. What do you do about it? Number one, there's an easy solution. Take a look at your website. Take a look at the template it's using, whether you're on Squarespace or WordPress or anything else. Is the template responsive? If it is responsive, your website will change the way it looks on a mobile device, which is good because you want to make sure it's mobile friendly. That means that instead of somebody having to scroll and pinch to find your navigation menu becomes a drop-down menu on a mobile device. It also optimizes it if they're looking at your website when their phone is in landscape or in portrait. So that's the easy fix. Make sure your website is responsive. And most new WordPress templates and services like Squarespace all provide responsive templates. So you know you're covered on a mobile device. But what if your site is a little old? It's a few years old and it's not responsive. And if you don't know if it's responsive or not, there's two things you could do. One, you can try looking at your website on your mobile phone on a smartphone, or you could simply look at your website on a computer, whether a desktop or a laptop, and minimize the window slowly, meaning you're going to drag the edge of the window and see if the website starts adjusting itself, making sure that all the content will fit in the window. You can even shape your window as if it was a mobile device and see what it looks like. If your site changes and resizes as you're resizing the browser window, you know your site is mobile optimized. If it's not, and you don't want to redesign your whole website, then you're going to have to get somebody to optimize it for mobile. And you can go to freelancer.com. You can go to Odesk. And there's great developers, front-end developers that can help you with this. It's not going to be too expensive because they're not redesigning the whole thing. I've seen people do this project for under $1,000. If you're on WordPress, I know there are some plugins that can help out with this to help your site be responsive. It's not a surefire thing, but you can try it out before you start hiring a freelancer. One of those plugins is called Jetpack. Another one's called WP Touch Mobile Plugin. There's also WP Mobile Detector. So check those out. They can help you out. Every time I add something to our website, whether it's our homepage or sales page, whether it's a picture or a video, I always check what it looks like on a mobile device. Because whenever you adjust things and change things up, you want to make sure the site still looks great on a smartphone. In a lot of ways, it's more important for your homepage of your website to look better on a mobile device than it does on your actual desktop or laptop computer. They got to look great both ways, but you've got to make sure that when people hit your homepage on the phone, which is their first impression, it looks fantastic. If you have pop-ups like email captures, make sure it still looks good on a mobile device because sometimes those email captures are so big, you can't X out of them and they can't continue to browse your website. If you use SumoMe, which is a great and free email capture plugin, they got you covered. It's mobile optimized. And you can actually tell the software, I don't want these things to come up. I don't want the pop-ups to come up when people are on a mobile device. Guys, I got more on today's topic, but before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, Servata. Servata is a rapidly growing startup that has reinvented how you get consumer research for every decision. Decisions like testing creative, measuring demand for new products, tracking consumer trends, and more. Take this for example. Imagine you're debating a colleague about which logo to pick for a new product or discussing a consumer trend. They'll go by gut feel, while you'll use Servata to ask hundreds of highly targeted consumers overnight to give you hard data for your decision. You see, Servata's secret is a brand new tech that collects respondents via the scale of the web, as opposed to slow and old-fashioned panels. And the best part is, as a listener to the $100 MBA, you can name your own discount. Servata will match the respondents you purchase at no cost, with no limit. Need to reach 200 millennial females in Florida? You'll get 400 at the same price. 2,000 baby boomers in the Midwest? You'll get 4,000. All of you have a decision this week that requires reliable data, so why wait? To redeem this offer, just go to servata.com/MBA. That's SURVATA.com/MBA. Guys, I can't stress how important your website needs to look good on a mobile device. Your website is where people understand who you are, what you're all about, if you're credible, if you're worth trusting. You need to make sure you look like a pro on a desktop, on a laptop, on a tablet, on a phone. This is particularly important if you have a business that's offline, like a restaurant or a yoga studio. If I'm trying to find this pizzeria and I'm looking at their website and I click on their website off Google and their website's just a mess on a mobile device, I can't find their address, I can't find their phone number because I got to scroll, I got to pinch, I'll probably give up really quick and go on to the next search result. So please understand how important this is, especially if you're a physical business. This is important regardless of what kind of business you have. But if you have a physical business, this can make or break a sale. All right, guys, that wraps up today's lesson, but today's episode's not over. I got to give away a free ride to the $100 MBA Training and Community. And this week's winner of Free Ride Friday is Caleb Nist. Caleb Nist says, great stuff, 5 stars. Just listen to the episode on being nice to people. Really hit home with me. Glad you're making these. There's lots of great advice. Thank you, Caleb, for that amazing review, and welcome to the $100 MBA. You are our winner. You've won a lifetime membership to the $100 MBA Training and Community. Your mission is to email us at contact@100mba.net so we can hook you up with the free ride. Guys, every week we give away a free ride. Just leave us an iTunes rating and review, and you can win. We would love to have you in our community, learning from over 180 video lessons, learning from the other members that are in there, buzzing about their businesses, getting feedback, and of course, having the information and the support to build the business you want. All right, guys, I want to leave you with this. Sometimes on the $100 MBA show, I will talk about a topic and I'll tell you, listen, this is a detail. It's not going to make or break your business. You really shouldn't focus on this if it's going to break your flow. We talked about that with Periscope. But with making sure your website is mobile optimized, this is not a detail. This is something you have to do. Put it on your priority list if your site is not already mobile optimized. I might seem really passionate and I'm coming off very strongly, but it's because it's so important. I want to make sure that you do it so you win. I don't want you to lose out on business or lose out on people finding out about you or people getting the wrong impression about you. I want to make sure you look like a pro. Because at the end of the day, if you're a listener of the show and you win, we win. That means we're making a difference. Thanks, guys, for listening. I'll check you tomorrow. Q&A weekends. I'll see you then. Take care.